Major Bible Themes by Sperry Chafer and John Walvard. Revised Edition. Introduction. This book is in no sense intended to be a treatise on systematic theology. In its preparation, a limited number of the most vital and practical doctrinal themes have been chosen, and an attempt has been made to adapt these brief discussions to the needs of the untrained Christian. To each chapter, a list of questions has been added which, it is hoped, may make the studies more useful both to individuals and to groups. The student who would be versed on these subjects should look up every passage cited and continue the study of each theme until all questions can be answered from memory. Bible doctrines are the bones of revelation, and the attentive Bible student must be impressed with the New Testament emphasis on quote-unquote sound doctrine. Matthew 7:28. And so it was, when Jesus had ended these sayings, that the people were astonished at his teaching. John 7:16 and 17. Jesus answered them and said, My doctrine is not mine, but his who sent me. If anyone who wants to do his will, he shall know concerning the doctrine whether it is from God or whether I speak on my own authority. Acts 2:42. And they continued steadfastly in the apostles' doctrine and fellowship, in the breaking of bread and in prayers. Romans 6:17. But God be thanked that though you were slaves of sin, yet you obeyed from the heart that form of doctrine to which you were delivered. Ephesians 4:14. That we should no longer be children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the trickery of men, in the cunning craftiness by which they lie in wait to deceive. 1 Timothy 1:3. As I urged you when I went into Macedonia, remain in Ephesus that you may charge some that they teach no other doctrine. 1 Timothy 4:6. If you instruct the brethren in these things, you will be a good minister of Jesus Christ, nourished in the words of faith and of good doctrine which you have carefully followed. 1 Timothy 4:16. Take heed to yourself and to the doctrine. Continue in them, for in doing this you will save both yourself and those who hear you. 1 Timothy 6:1 and 2. Let as many servants as are under the yoke count their own masters worthy of all honor, so that the name of God and his doctrine may not be blasphemed. And those who have believing masters, let them not despise them because they are brethren, but rather serve them because those who are benefited are believers and beloved. Teach and exhort these things. 2 Timothy 4:1-5. I charge you therefore before God and the Lord Jesus Christ, who will judge the living and the dead at his appearing and his kingdom. Preach the word. Be ready in season and out of season. Convince, rebuke, exhort with all longsuffering and teaching. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but according to their own desires, because they have itching ears, they will heap up for themselves teachers, and they will turn away their ears from the truth, and be turned aside to fables. But you be watchful in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, fulfill your ministry. 2 John 9 and 10. Whoever transgresses and does not abide in the doctrine of Christ does not have God. He who abides in the doctrine of Christ has both the Father and the Son. If anyone comes to you and does not bring this doctrine, do not receive him into your house, nor greet him. Not knowing the doctrines of the Bible, the child of God will be, even when sincere, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, and cunning craftiness, whereby they lie in wait to deceive. The many well-meaning believers who are drawn into modern cults and heresies being sufficient proof. On the other hand, the divine purpose is that the servant of Christ shall be fully equipped to preach the word, to be instant in season and out of season, to reprove, rebuke, exhort with all long-suffering and doctrine. These chapters are published with the prayer that they may honor him whose glory and grace are supreme, and that some among the children of God may be helped more accurately to speak the things which become sound doctrine. Sperry Chafer.